If you're starting to mod your GR Corolla with new suspension components and you're curious how to install a rear sway bar on the platform, then you come to the right place. What I have here is an adjustable 24mm rear sway bar from Whiteline, and today I'm going to be showing you how to easily install it as well as adjust it to fit your performance needs. Before I show you how to actually adjust the sway bar when it's installed on your car, I want to show you what exactly the adjustment points are. On this bar, there are 3 adjustment points right here, one on the inside, one on the outside, and one in the middle. The one in the middle is essentially going to be the neutral position, right? The one outside is going to be, or furthest away from the bar itself, is going to be your softest setting. The one closest to the bar is going to be your stiffest setting. Essentially, what these points do is lengthen or shorten the bar's length so that it stiffens it more or softens it. Now, being that there's 3 on each side, that means you can kind of mix and match a little bit, or do one in the middle, one in the middle, one in the middle, one in the front, etc., to your liking. So you have a bit more adjustability than just 2 or 3 points.
Now getting onto the actual install of the sway bar, you're first going to need to lift the rear of the car up using the rear jack point and then set it onto stands. Once you have your GR jacked up, it's time to go under the car and remove the under trays, which will be removed by taking out one 10mm bolt and one pop clip on each side. Once you have both the bolt and the pop clips removed from the under trays, go ahead and pull the under trays downward up under the end links. That way they don't block the end link nut when you're trying to get it off. To remove the end link nut, you're going to need an 11/16 inch socket or a comparable 17mm socket to be able to remove these. I recommend using a breaker bar to break the nuts loose at first, and then you can use a ratchet to easily get them off from there. Once you have the nuts removed from the end links, it's time to move on to the bracket bolts. Now the top bolt is going to be obscured by the axle, so what you're going to want to do is go ahead, take your jack, lift up the lower A-arm of the rear suspension. That way it'll move the axle up and you can gain access to the top bolt. From there, take your breaker bar and a 14mm socket and break loose the top bolt as well as the bottom bolt. And then you can take a ratchet with an extension and use that same 14mm socket to fully remove the top bolt, then lower the A-arm back to its normal height, and then fully remove the bottom bolt from there. Once the bracket bolts are removed, you're going to want to go ahead and remove the end links from both sides of the sway bar before you fully remove it.
So before fully removing the rear sway bar, what you're going to want to do is take off the mount off of the sway bar itself. That way you can actually pull it through over the exhaust.
So as I just explained, we're going to be taking the bracket off and then the bushing. That way we have full access to be able to get the sway bar up and over the exhaust.
Now with the Whiteline sway bar, it comes supplied with 2 new bushings and brackets. But one thing you want to keep in mind is that the stock brackets are angled at the top, and you want to make sure that this angled part of the new bracket is upwards as well when you're installing the new bar. Now before we put on these new bushings, I'm going to go ahead and add some of the supplied lubricant to the insides of them both. Now you can put the bushings on right now, but I highly encourage you to wait until you push the bar up and over the exhaust pipe again. That way you don't have to worry about stuff getting in the way when you're installing the new bar. One thing I will be doing right now is lightly installing these lateral locks right now. That way you don't have to worry about it when we get under the car. All right, now that we have the lateral locks in place, let's install the bar. Now before installing your new bar, you want to make sure that it's the same orientation as the way you pulled out the old one. So as you see, we have the new bar right in front of the old one, and it's lined up the same exact way it came out, with this little divot right here that goes under the rear diff. Now for those of you that are curious, this is the 23mm stock sway bar out of my 2025. They definitely made the sway bar a little bit softer than the 23s and 24s with their 24mm stock sway bars. Now this Whiteline 24mm sway bar is a solid steel bar, whereas this one is hollow. So this one's not only a little bit more solid, it is also 1mm thicker, and it has adjustable points.
To install the sway bar, it's going to be the exact opposite of how we remove the stock one. You're just going to go up and over the exhaust and position it in a way where the end links can go into the holes.
All right, so while I was installing the new sway bar, I found out that these Whiteline brackets are improperly sized in a couple of ways. This is primarily just for you guys to be on the lookout for in case you need to talk to Whiteline and get this figured out. This is what I found out, is if you look at the brackets, they are not lined up properly. This bottom one, if you line it up with that, if you look at the top, that's nowhere near where it needs to be. And the second thing I found is with the holes themselves. Now, if you line up these holes right here. That is not even close. Bottom of this is basically the middle of that. So I'm not gonna be able to install the sway bar, unfortunately, until I get a bracket that is the proper fitment. I'm back, and Whiteline finally got me the proper brackets. Now, it only took a few days. They actually got it out pretty expeditiously. They found that the ones I had right here were the old ones. They do have newer ones. So I did have one of the first models when they first came out for the rear bars, and apparently they do have a new kit. So word of the wise, if any of you guys have some of the first generation, I guess you would call it, Whiteline sway bars for the GR Corolla, definitely get yourself some new brackets because there is an updated version. As you can see, these new brackets, the ones right here at the top, are significantly better. A little bit longer, and just overall the bends are better. Everything is just seemingly better. So we got those. Now we're gonna re-grease the bushings and get to installing the bar again. Once you have the bushings all greased up and the bars in place, go ahead and attach both of the bushings onto the sway bar as well as the brackets. Then you're gonna want to attach the sway bar to the Endlinks. You don't have to put the nuts on the Endlinks right now, but I highly recommend just putting one on right now. That way you still have some mobility with the sway bar while you're putting on the brackets. Once the Endlinks are in place, go ahead, start threading on the bottom bolts of the brackets, and then loosely tighten them until we get everything else in place. Next, you're gonna wanna hand thread on the top bolts. Don't do anything with it yet, just hand thread them on. And then once the top bolts are hand threaded, go ahead and fully tighten the bottom bolts of both brackets before lifting up the A-arm to then fully tighten the top bolt. Once the top bolts are fully tightened down, go ahead and torque them down to 58 foot-pounds, lower the A-arm back down, and then fully tighten the bottom bolts down to 58 foot-pounds as well. Once the bracket bolts are torqued down, go ahead and move the lateral locks just a few millimeters away from the bushings themselves, and then properly tighten them down. Then go ahead and fully tighten down the nuts of both end links, and then torque those down to 55 foot-pounds. Once the end links are properly torqued down, go ahead, reinstall the under trays, and then drop the car back to the ground. Good job, you guys. You got everything put back together. You dropped the car, but now how are you going to adjust the sway bar end links? The best way I found to properly adjust the rear sway bar is to not torque the nuts down when you're dropping the car, and instead use 2 wrenches to properly tighten them down. That way you can loosen them by hand whenever you need to adjust it until you find the proper adjustment point that you like. That way you have the bar properly set up to your liking, and then you can fully torque it down so you have no fear of it coming loose at all. Now, when you go to make the adjustments, I found that coming from the front of the tires is the best way to properly find your sway bar end links. Preferably using an adjustable crescent wrench, loosen and remove the nut of the sway bar end link, then move the end link to whichever position that you need it to be, then fully tighten the nut back on, and you can use a second crescent wrench to hold the bolt in place with the ground while you're tightening it down. That way the nut gets tightened down pretty decently. So that is how you install and adjust a rear sway bar on your GR Corolla. If you got some good use out of this video and you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and ring the bell so you guys be notified of more content with the GR Corolla like this or my racing stuff. And there's quite a bit more coming up this year with even virtual things with iRacing, even Mario Kart, stuff like that. I even have a Discord plan. Stay tuned for a video announcing all that stuff, as well as community posts coming up here soon. And until next time, guys, keep going fast.